How's it going, YouTube? My name's Ninja7, your resident Mistweaver monk, and guys, we are back with another key. You guys told me that you like this format where I talk about the key after the fact, kind of like I guess other YouTubers call it in post, as opposed to doing it live and in live recording, because it's very hard to talk and play at the same time and do both perfectly. But I prefer this format as well because I feel like I play better, give you guys better content. But like I said, we're doing a plus 17 Brackenhide Hollow, and this is me talking after the fact. I posted a couple clips in my last video, which that last video apparently was controversial. I feel like some people took it the wrong way. It was all about bringing light to how great Mistweaver feels right now, but I guess I did talk about the new spec too much. Which, speaking of the new spec, look how he just breathed over and then we get cackled. We forgot to kick that. I thought that was hilarious. I would be pissed if I was him. He just lost so much damage. But you guys, this key goes very well, and this is just a good way to show you guys just how amazing Mistweaver has been, because it's been this great all season, and I think this is just a time where people are trying new things and trying some of the old things that they're used to, like the specs that they stopped playing, and people have realized, wow, Mistweaver, we should not have stopped playing it. So if you are one of those, if you are someone who kind of put your Mistweaver to the side at the beginning of the season or toward the middle of the season, I am so sorry, but you made a bad decision. It feels insane, especially right now. We got, you know, if you haven't gotten the Trinket already from Echo of Neltharion, that Trinket is so insane. What it does is when you summon Chi-Ji or Yu'lon, whichever you're running, it gives you a big main stat boost. So you just like, you slam. And in Raid, it's great because, you know, our whole Raid build is built around summoning Yu'lon and doing a ton of healing. But in Mythic Plus, I mean, it can pump your damage numbers so high, which you will see that in this key already. We've kind of been talking through that first pool, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for sticking with the channel. I kind of took a little hiatus from making Mistweaver content myself, just because I put it in my pinned comment. So if you want to read the whole reason, go back to my previous video and read that pinned comment. But basically, I mean, I just have not recently had a lot of time to make YouTube videos because I was just so busy with work. So it was like when I had my free time, I either play a random class and just try to chill with it, or I make a Mistweaver video, and I would kind of blend both those. I would play a random class and make a video. But you know what? We're back playing Mistweaver. I miss playing it so much. I miss pushing keys so much. I miss being in like the top 100 Mistweavers. I had been for like the past couple seasons, and then this season I don't even know what my rank is. I have not been pushing keys as much, and I don't like that. So if you're someone who wants to see me push keys, you're definitely going to want to tune into my live stream at twitch.tv/lbninja7. I'm gonna be live a lot more often, so go ahead and go check that, because when this video goes up, it will be a Monday, and I will be streaming on that Monday. I don't really know what your time would be or whatnot, but I will be streaming that day, so make sure that you guys tune in there. Go follow it if you just want to make sure and catch that. But I will be pushing keys, and I would like to eventually, maybe if not this season, maybe next season, push for, you know, like a top 5 spot at least, because that would be the goal. That's like the huge goal. But let's go ahead and talk about this key, what you guys are watching. This tank is a baller. You guys have probably noticed Guardian Druid feels really good right now, or at least it looks really good. They're very tanky. They do good AoE damage with their thrash spam. Some of their new little reworks have worked really well for them. So they're just very attuned to doing large pools. Now, the great thing about Mistweaver that no one really notices, because they just don't get a lot of time in the spotlight, because for some reason not a lot of people play them. I just don't know why. I feel like if some of the top players would play Mistweaver for a day, they would feel the truth and feel the power. But one thing a lot of people don't know about Mistweaver, especially right now, is we are insane in large pools. We don't have that external that like Druids have and that Evokers have, but we do have Life Cocoon. It is like a panic button. It's not that great on tanks because it is a shield based on your health. Or based on your stats, so it doesn't really scale that well into higher keys as much as like doing less damage. The ads doing less damage would scale, but we just do a ton of AoE healing with our Phalanx Stomp. I mean, it's just so much healing. And our cooldowns are great for Mythic Plus. We have one panic button in Revival, but Chi-Ji just does so much healing. If you can get the rotation down, it does so much healing. So the Guardian Druid and the Mistweaver Monk pair is insane. We kind of complement each other, and we can kind of push each other further. But here we're coming up to this boss now. If you guys have been sticking with the channel in the past couple months, I did a video where I was talking about how just keys have kind of felt bland lately, or they did for a while. And I was playing this dungeon in the background, and I was doing the mechanics so wrong that now it just makes me go back and watch it and cringe. So I appreciate, one, you guys in the comments just calling me out. I was not playing it right. But you guys should see here the mechanics are, I'm back on it. I'm grinding, playing this game a lot more than I was, because I just have more free time, and that's because of you guys, your support. But I am in my life, in the outside of life, while we kill this boss, I guess I might as well talk about it a little bit. A little thing that's going on with me is I actually am going to part-time work instead of full-time, because my job that I had was actually killing me. It was so stressful. There we almost forgot to dispel the tank as I'm talking about how good I am at mechanics, you know, just like hyping myself up as I just fail on screen in front of you guys. But yeah, no, my job was just, I was miserable to the point where I would just, the only thing that I would find joy in is coming home and making YouTube videos and just answering your guys' comments. Like, I'd be out working, and I'd come home or I'd be in my car parked somewhere getting lunch and just like read comments, answering comments like all day. I loved it, but work was just not it. So we're swapping part-time so that I can focus more on YouTube, but also it's just a good opportunity for me and my family. So enough about that. Once again, check me out at Twitch. I'll likely be live when you're watching this. But this boss kind of fell over. We dominated it. One thing that it's helped me a lot on this boss is just knowing to pop a cooldown like Chi-Ji right off the bat, or have Shaylun's gift stacks coming into that fight, because that first bleed, you're going to want to heal it up above 90% health ASAP so that the bleed falls off of your team. And once we did that, the boss was just so easy. Here, I'm kind of afraid. You'll see me kind of hesitating to heal my tank because I'm afraid he barely like tagged some of those ads, and I had a hot ticking on him. I did not want to steal aggro, but we all just gather these ads up. We drop our totem. The totem doesn't do a ton of damage. It really doesn't, but it does add up. I mean, it's just one more button that you can press at the start of a pool that just gets incremental damage over the pool. So you'll see, just look at those damage numbers. We are doing 150,000 damage per second. I mean, that is just insane. That is the reason why I am having so much fun playing Mistweaver, because we can do that. I mean, the rotation isn't as simple as just pressing Phalanx Stomp and then spamming spinning crane kick. It's not just that simple. There is more to it, and I love Zen Pulse. I have since they first added it. I mean, it's been like my favorite new talent this season, or not this season, but in Dragonflight. And I think it is so cool. You just literally drop a bomb, and if you set it up with that echoing reverberation and have an enveloping mist on the tank when you press it, it pounds twice. Like, it is just so satisfying. But you'll also see all of those green numbers. Every yellow number adds a green number above people's health, so you do so much healing, so much damage, and it's just so much fun. But these packs, these pools are huge. You guys probably have noticed that. We get a fat revival there with 7 stacks of the toxin on everyone. We cleanse it all off, fully healed everyone. Those revivals are really nice. That's why I really like Mistweaver in this dungeon in particular, because the detox has felt so good this season. I feel like not a lot of healers have perfect access to a detox like we do. I mean, we have an on-demand, like technically a 3-minute cooldown revival. You can lower the cooldown, but a 3-minute cooldown on a Mastis spell, also a detox just at our disposal. It just feels really good in this season's dungeons. But these big pools, they just keep coming. And the best part about Mistweaver is that our main cooldown, Chi-Ji, is on a 1-minute cooldown, or we can get it to a 1-minute cooldown. So that just feels unreal in dungeons, especially because I do have that Echo of Neltharion Trinket. It just, every minute we get a huge boost to our main stat, we're tankier, we do more damage, we do more healing, and we have Chi-Ji on our side to just do a ton of healing. So we can handle these pools back to back to back, because look, we already have Chi-Ji up in 1 minute, or in 30 seconds, I should say. So we can't, I guess we can't summon Chi-Ji now, but as long as like basically every other pool is a big one, we're totally fine. And I feel like not too many other healers can do that. I do know like Holy Paladin is kind of in the same boat. They do have a lot of buttons on really low cooldowns, but see here, we already have Chi-Ji coming off. We have Shayloons if we wanted to give ourselves that buff, or we can just like go without it because we just do so much healing. Now, I will say, you guys have probably already been commenting it down below, because I did get this comment. Someone absolutely roasted me in the comments of my last video. They said, man, you're like item level 442, only doing a plus 17. I think he said something like, there's people doing plus 26s with that item level. It's like, yeah, I am. I have a high item level, sure. But I have not put the time into the dungeons this tier. So yes, I do over item level, I'm not too sure how to say it, but I do have a high item level for the content that I'm doing currently. So you guys probably have already noted that. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm just, I feel bad, but that is exactly why we're going to start the grind soon, getting our IO up and getting into those high keys, plus 20s, hopefully pushing up to like plus 23s, plus 24s, 25s even, just getting that IO up. And that is the goal of the stream, to really push ourselves and get that grind going. But yeah, as for now, we kind of have to work with the hand that we're dealt. And that is just, we just have not set ourselves up with a high IO at the start of the season. So now here late in the season, we're having to kind of, pick up slack. But I'm having fun with it. I really am. I think these plus 17 keys, a couple weeks ago, I would have kind of been upset having to run these keys. Like if I opened my vault and got a plus 17, I'd be like, oh man, I have to like push this up to a 20. So then that would just be like a daunting task, because then I'd have to have like at least maybe 2 hours to set aside to work the plus 17, get it to a plus 3, and then do the plus 20. But nowadays, now that we can get that, like we can do a plus 17 each week, and the gear comes as like a myth rank level 1, and we can just upgrade that to 447. That is just like, that was such a great change. At least to me it was. Maybe some of you guys who have been putting in the work and doing the plus 20s, I would see why it would be kind of frustrating. You spent all that time doing plus 20s each week, getting that 447 gear, and now someone like me can just come in and do it, doing a plus 17, get the same return. I get it. Just let me know down below if you're like that, if you're going through that. One, I commend you. You've been pumping this season. Congrats. But two, I totally get it. You were totally valid thinking that. That's not a sentiment that I've heard echoed a ton, but it is something that I could see, someone having. But as you see there, we took a big burst. We did not kick or AoE stun, and that was on me. I did have ROP, but it doesn't one-shot you. That's one thing about that boss, is it's really easy as long as you do the mechanic, like get eaten and stuff. That boss is really easy. Now this dude freaking stink breath. I have, while leveling like my character, this guy wiped so many dungeons. Like people just did not, they would get so upset because obviously he turns and looks at someone and then does his little stink breath, his frontal, and it just disorients you for a couple seconds. But people would like get so salty when people got hit by that. I just don't get it. But at this level, these packs just fall over. I mean, like I said, we over level everything. We do so much damage. We have a great group. Shout out to these guys. Only one death so far, and I think it was the Hunter at the beginning, or the Evoker maybe. But it was definitely preventable. But when you do pools of this size, it's kind of expected. Maybe one or two people fall over to damage. It is, in those cases, I would say it's most likely the healer's fault. So those were my fault. But yeah, we're getting back into the swing of things, dude. These big pools allow us to do huge damage too, which I am having a blast with. You see here, we pull the boss with these two packs, like the birds and the bear. So awesome. This tank is a baller, but we're having to put our healer pants on. We summon Chi-Ji. We Shayloon's Gift. We're having to do all the buttons all at once while everything's spawned. But the best part is we're getting that intellect boost from Chi-Ji while also getting that crit boost from Xiao's lesson. I'm having a blast with stacking those cooldowns so that we get that big burst of stats because our damage and our healing just goes through the roof. I could talk about that all day, but that's one of my favorite parts about Mistweaver right now is we are the self-buffing class. We do great healing outside of our buffs, but just like it's crazy how many buffs we give. Because if you've played Restoration Druid, just imagine if Druid had like a buff that gave them haste, and then another buff that gave them crit, and then another buff that gave them intellect. Like, they would be broken. People would think they're broken. We do that same exact thing, and people, for some reason, don't think we're broken. We are so strong. One thing I've noticed when I look at parses for some of the raid bosses is the top parse on a lot of the bosses is a Mistweaver monk. Yeah, we only have like 200 versus the 10,000 kills on like Sarkareth that some other classes have. Those numbers are very exaggerated. Like I'm mixing up bosses, but like you guys get it. We have way less kills. We're down there with Disc Priest, and then everyone is way above us in how many people have actually killed each boss. Yet somehow the top like 10 parses has like 1, 2, or in some cases like even 3. I saw 3 the other day when I looked. Mistweavers in that top 10 because our ceiling is sky high, so high. And part of that is due to the lining up of buffs. But one thing that's really big that didn't get as much coverage, I tried making a video on it before, and it's our mana hack. It's our Mana Tea Escape from Reality, I think is what the talent's called. That hack in Raid is massive. I mean, in the top level, you'll see people combine it with Innervate. So how it would work is you get Innervate, so all of your stuff is free to cast, but then when you escape from reality and you Vivify on yourself, you'll get the full cost of Vivify as if it weren't discounted. You'll get that much mana back. So you're basically, instead of spending mana to cast Vivify, at that point in time, you're gaining mana. You're just, it's like the game is paying you mana to cast the spell. So it's a really big hack. And I say hack, but it's like, it's totally like legitimate. You can do it. It's part of the game. But it's like a life hack sense thing. So that's one thing that people are doing to get insane amount of mana back in pools. That is just, it's pushing us further than other healers. I mean, other healers just do not have access to the amount of mana that we do, albeit their spells are less expensive. This also, talking about Mana Tea, I know I'm not even talking about the dungeon at this point. I'm just talking about Mistweaver because I'm so excited to make Mistweaver content again. One thing that I heard is that they're actually reworking Mana Tea next season, so expect a video on that. I'm excited to see what they have in store for us. I feel like that is a spell that is kind of, it's been around and it's had a couple different variations. I know it used to cost like chi points, like back when we had a little chi system. So I wonder if they're going to go back to that. I'm not sure. If you guys have any insight or any ideas of what you think they might do to change up Mana Tea, go ahead and put that down below, because I want to read some theories, because I am completely lost. I have no idea what they could do. Now this pool is pretty dangerous. These guys do hurt. There is the Hideous Cackle guy, which if that cast would have gone off, it would hurt a lot. But like I said, dude, this group, I could have spent the whole video talking about how great this group was, but I didn't. I mean, these guys just, we pulled every pack cleanly. And as I say that, the Evoker butt pulls as we're trying to wait off these Withering Curses. That's just embarrassing. I shouldn't have even opened my mouth, but as we come up to this last boss, I've got to just reiterate that I appreciate your guys' support, and as well as your criticism and feedback. I mean, you guys have shaped this channel into what it is. All the good stuff and then all the bad stuff obviously has come from me, but I'm brand new to this, and I appreciate your patience with some of the mistakes that I might make in a video. I might say the wrong thing. Or I might just make a video that's completely unlike my channel. I get that. I mean, why am I doing a Holy Paladin series? I'm actually probably thinking about ending that because I've noticed that, one, you guys want to see more Mistweaver content, and two, I just want to play that on my own. I don't really want to feel like I have to press record every time I play Holy Baladin, you know, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys. You're awesome. I will stand by that I have the best community on YouTube for sure, at least in the WoW community, because you guys, you guys have great comments. You guys make me so happy with your nice things that you say, and then even when you have criticism, you guys are so respectful. I mean, you really are, and I really appreciate that because. Ooh, Priest is standing in it. Wow, he didn't take much damage. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for being so respectful because, yeah, I'm human. I'm brand new to this, and I want what's best for Mistweavers. I want everyone that plays the class that I love to have the best thing, and I feel like if something is a good change for Mistweavers, I will call it that in a video, and if something is bad, I will call that in a video. And one thing about my video a couple days ago about the whole like augmentation and Mistweaver combo, I was just trying to say that Mistweaver feels great right now, and Evoker is a big reason why. So I get how that comes off as like, oh, it's talking about Evoker, but no, I purely mean that Mistweaver is so much fun to play right now, and I hope that other people give it a shot if they haven't played it in a while, because you guys are missing out. It feels like it has in the past. Especially now that hopefully everyone's gotten their item level up, because as you're seeing in this video, when you just have high item level for the content that you're doing, everything can feel kind of easy. So hopefully you guys have that. But as this video comes to a close, you guys can probably already tell we're about to kill this boss. I really appreciate you guys. I can only say that so many times, but go ahead and pop on over to Twitch, type in LBNinja7 and see if I'm live. If not, just hit follow and I'll probably be live later today, or you can check out a VOD. I'll have run some keys. You'll see here I'm at 2361, and I really want to push for that 3K this tier. My damage meters aren't showing up here, but no biggie. But guys, I really appreciate you sticking around for this video. A lot more Mistweaver content to come. The channel will return back to its normal self soon. I guarantee you that. But until then, I will see you guys in the next video or over on stream. Come over, hang out, ask any questions, roast me if you want. Tell me that I look stupid or that I need a haircut. I don't care. Just come over, hang out, and I'll see you over there, or I'll see you in the next video. Take care.